Well, hello, my multi-millionaire future real estate agents. Welcome back to your weekly study guide video to help you pass your California real estate license exam in 2026. All right, let's get straight to it. Today we're going over contracts. Number one, the law requiring certain real estate contracts to be in writing to be enforceable is called statute of limitations. Written instrument law, the statute of frauds, parole evidence rule, statute of frauds. Question rationale. A statute of limitation places a limit on the amount of time after an incident a lawsuit may be filed. The parole evidence rule prohibits oral testimony from creating terms in an otherwise written contract. There is no such thing as a written instrument law. The statute of frauds pertains to contracts to buy, sell, or exchange real estate, but does not pertain to listings. Next question. The heirs of an estate are selling their deceased father's home. They remove a bedroom set, an organ bench, which matches a built-in organ, a television, and various famous paintings. Which of the following will be considered real property? The organ bench? Okay. The organ bench will be considered real property as it was built to match a built-in organ. The television set and other items are items of personal property. You got to know the difference between real property and personal property. Very important. Who is authorized to rescind a voidable contract? Neither. Only a void contract may be rescinded. The agent and the seller only. Either party. Only the minor. Let's try either party. Only the minor. Okay. Question rationale. Only a voidable contract may be rescinded, and only by the injured party. A minor is not held accountable in a real estate contract, and therefore may rescind the contract due to lack of contractual capacity. A void contract is not really a contract at all because it lacks one of the essential elements or is defective in some other way, and therefore is unenforceable. Question number 4. A real estate agent presents a full price cash offer with no contingencies during the initial listing period. The seller refuses to sign the contract because they don't like the buyers. Which situation is correct? The listing contract would be automatically terminated. The listing agency is due a commission. The buyer could sue for specific performance. No commission can be due unless there is a closing. Let's just guess. All right, so the correct answer was the listing agency is due a commission. Let's find out why. Although sellers are not obligated to accept any offer on their home, the contract with the broker most likely will obligate them to pay a commission as the broker has done what they were hired to do. You just got to read it and understand it. All right, number 5. Which of the following is true of a voidable contract? A signed real estate contract cannot be void. All parties to the contract must have reached 16 years of age or can be voided. A forged contract is voidable. A voidable contract may be enforceable at the option of the innocent party. Let's go with C. Oh, it was D. It was the last one. So a void contract may be enforceable at the option of the innocent party. Only the injured party has the right to void a contract, but is not required to. Reasons might include intoxication, menace or duress, fraud or misrepresentation, or minority status of one of the parties. Broker Bruce, on behalf of his client Jim, who wanted to buy a lot from Tom, submits to Tom a purchase and sales agreement signed by Jim and stipulating a price of $25,000, a sales commission of 6%, and closing within 90 days. Tom accepts the price, changes the commission rates to 5%, the closing period to 45 days, initials the changes, then signs and returns the contract to broker Bruce, who gives it to Jim. Is the contract valid? Yes, because it is in writing and signed by both parties. Yes, because Tom initiated his changes. No, because the broker's commission is non-negotiable. No, because there was no meeting of minds. The last one. No, because there was no meeting of minds. Question rationale. There was no meeting of the minds. Acceptance must not vary the terms of the offer. When Tom failed to accept Jim's offer as submitted, he in effect rejected it, and Jim's offer became void. When Tom altered the terms, initialed his changes, and then sent the contract back to Jim, it became a new offer, a counteroffer. For Jim to consider. Had Jim then signed an initial Tom's version without further change and communicated his acceptance to Tom, the contract would have been valid. A broker's commission is always negotiable. Next question. An instrument in writing An instrument in writing that transfer ownership of tangible property is called blanket mortgage, mortgage listing, bill of sale. Let's try bill of sale. A bill of sale transfers only tangible property, i.e. furniture, while a real estate contract is a contract to transfer real estate. Question number 8. A legal remedy which would compel a vendor to execute a deed pursuant to a valid land installment contract is known as specific performance, writ of execution, the equity of redemption, execution of sales. I believe it's specific performance. Correct. Specific performance is a remedy available to the buyer, i.e. the vendee in a land contract, that would force the vendor, the seller, to simply execute the deed and specifically perform the promises that were given in the land installment contract. Almost done, you guys. Go ahead. Take a pause if you need to. Get some water. Lock back in. And let's get it. Oh, yeah. Also, like and subscribe. Don't forget that. So, number 9. Who does not have to sign the lease? Leasee, landlord, broker, leaseor. Go leasee. Yep. This is an easy question, and you can remember who is the leaseor and who is the leasee. In California, only the leaseor has to sign the lease. Taking possession is considered acceptance by the leasee. Question number 10. A listing agent shows a buyer a home. The buyer then fills out an offer to buy the home, which the listing agent takes and explains to the sellers. The sellers like the offer and sign their acceptance to it. They then hand the accepted offer to their agent with instructions to deliver the accepted contract back to the buyer. Has a contract been created? Yes, because the offer was accepted. Yes, because the offer has been delivered to the buyer. No, because the sellers have not relinquished control of the acceptance. Yes, because the listing agent now has possession of the accepted offer. Might be yes. Oh, no, because the seller has not relinquished control of the acceptance. I had a feeling it was no, because it didn't get to the other person, but it wasn't that option there. So that's why I picked that, but it don't matter. Let's see what the question rationale is. Since the listing agent is under the control of the seller, there has not been delivery or communication to the acceptance. To be delivered, the contract must be out of the possession and control of the party accepting it. Even though the acceptance had left the seller's possession, it had not left their control. They could call the listing agent and tell him to bring back the accepted contract. And since I love you guys, I'll give you one bonus question. Let's get it. Prospective buyer B is not quite ready to purchase yet. So they rent a home with the option to purchase it after 2 years. This option to purchase is an example of a promise and exchange contract, mutual contract, bilateral contract, unilateral contract. Is it bilateral contract? Unilateral contract. Options are unilateral or one-way contracts. The seller is obligated to sell, but the buyer is not obligated to purchase. All right, you guys, that brings our studying to a conclusion for the day. Make sure you watch the video 3 times, write it down 3 times, and reread it 3 times. Thank you. You guys like, comment, and subscribe.